You're going to be hearing the name Captain Ibrahim Traoré a lot on your timeline over the next few days, as he is the first, yet the youngest, world African leader that is being targeted to be unalived by the West. Now, you might have heard of Captain Traoré before, as he is known to have kicked out and overthrown the French in Burkina Faso back in around 2022. You see, the US military chief for African operations actually briefed the US Senate, accusing Ibrahim, saying that he is hoarding all of the wealth, all of the valuable resources within Burkina, and that is becoming a problem. Further accusing Ibrahim of hoarding these valuable resources for himself at the direct expense of the people of Burkina Faso. However, with anyone with more than 3 brain cells, we can understand that this is a common lie that the West likes to tell. We know that this is not what's actually happening. What is happening is that he is actually protecting those resources from being further exploited and further taken advantage of by the US and other Western actors. Surprisingly, when someone from their homeland wants to protect their resources and not just frivolously give it out, they're demonized as this terrorist that's in some drastic need of humanitarian intervention. Unlike many other African leaders, is actively choosing to fight against Western colonialism. This guy has taken back gold mines from the West, has actively survived over 20 assassination attempts. It's very clear to me and anyone with eyes that the West are unbelievably terrified of a united Africa and any other African leaders that want to follow suit.
So how are you doing today? You're watching Trending Pulse Worldwide, and I'm your girl Amy. I hope you guys are doing great. So back again with the stories the internet can't stop talking about. And first of all, to all my regulars, you already know it's love. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. This is where we dive into the real talk behind trending topics from all over the world. Uncut, unbiased, and unapologetic. So if that sounds like a vibe, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I'd love to have you as part of the family. So today, we are putting the spotlight on a wave of support coming from the Black Americans for none other than Captain Ibrahim Traore, the revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso. You've probably seen his name trending lately, and that's because Traore is not just leading his country, he's leading a movement from rejecting outside interference to pushing for African unity and economic independence. He's got people talking and taking notes. And guess what? Black Americans are not just watching from a distance, they're speaking out, and a lot of them are standing with him. But don't just take my word for it. Let's check out what some of them are saying, then I'll come back and we can talk about it in full.
I know I can't be the only one to see what Donald Trump is doing in the White House. You are clearly trying to take us back to the Jim Crow days, but one thing about it is ones like me that'll never go. And what you doing in Mexico right now, I ain't got no respect for that. How is it that you can sign a bill where you can give these police a right to go in somebody's house without a warrant? So meaning they can just knock on their door, kick these people door in, and if they can't show y'all no paperwork, even if they was born here, that means you can deport them to El Salvador and then Guantanamo Bay? No, man, injustice to one is a threat to all. Do you not realize that I got the power to wake everybody up that look like me, everybody with that melanin in their blood, and we'll come together and we'll tear this bitch down? Because that's exactly what y'all need done, man. This game is getting too dirty here in America. This is why I'm going to Africa, so we can even the playing field. And boy, you're going to be mad when I get a lot of them to start coming with me. Because after a while, people going to wake up and realize that, damn, America is not great as we think it is. We got more homeless people than anybody out here. I'm talking about every state got a big homeless population in it. Now you want to take the homeless people and you want to throw them in camps too for being homeless when y'all got all the money and y'all won't help nobody over here. And y'all mad at the president over there in Burkina Faso all because he's helping his citizens out? He's actually using his gold for good? Yeah, man, it's time to get up out of America and realize who y'all are, man. We ain't got to live like this over here. Real talk.
So they're trying to Gaddafi Ibrahim Traore. That's exactly what's going on right now in Burkina Faso. And one thing that I recognize is, Malcolm X stated that basically, they will hire someone someone who looks like us to take one of us out. And that's one of the most realest things I've ever heard. Just with the fact that that's all it is. That's all it is. It'll be the ones that look just like you. You get what I'm saying? There's no way in hell that anyone can get near him if there's not people that's close to him that will be selling him out. All that this man has done for his country, his people, giving them free education just currently, fixing agriculture, fixing their roads, fixing their military, giving the women and the men the freedom to wear the Birkin tire clothing, fixing their GDP. You know, he's done so much for their country, for people like France to be upset with the fact that Burkina Faso kicked France out. They've taken control of their currency and their gold.
Listen, say his name, Ibrahim Traoré. Let us not forget that. If you black in the diaspora anywhere in the world, you need to be supporting this man because he is exemplifying authentic leadership. He done took over his country. He feeding his people. He done kicked out, these foreign elements that have sucked the blood, out of Africa for decades and decades. He's returned essential resources to his people. He's developed institutions. He's developing institutions and industrial infrastructure to secure the advancement, of his people outside of foreign control or influence. Look, bro, whatever it is that you feel about who you are as a black person, you need to be supporting that man. And they steady trying to get rid of him, and they better not touch him. A leader that is willing to give themselves to their people should be rewarded with their people giving themselves to protect that leader. And that's what we're going to do. Even from afar, even from America, we're going to protect that man. We're going to help them protect that man, because if we show that they can easily eliminate anybody who steps up and say, hold on, this is the right way to do it, then there is no hope. There's no hope in anything changing.
They are trying to lie about this man, to say that he's a ruthless dictator who doesn't want democracy for his countries, X, Y, Z, just as an excuse to go in and, just really mess up the country and extract the resources. But you know why that's not going to work? Because you know what? We've got social media and we can see what this man is doing to change his country. We could see with our eyes that he's doing it for the better. You may have been able to get away with lying about Gaddafi, all right? You may have been able to get away with that because social media wasn't that big back then. But now we can see it with our eyes. The change that he's doing for his country is astounding, and he's far from the wicked dictator that you are trying to paint him to be. Any weapon formed against him and his country shall not prosper. In just 3 years, he cleared Burkina Faso's national debt. He cleared it. He's building roads. He's building schools. He's made free education for all those in his country. He's taken charge of the gold mines in Burkina Faso, okay? He's taken responsibility for refining his own gold and not relying on Western powers who are just exploiting the country, taking all the gold, taking all the resources, and paying these poor people in Africa pennies for the resources. I'm from Ghana, and this man is so well respected in my country. And the way this man has absolutely transformed his country in such a short amount of time has just shone a light on how pathetic these African leaders are. The other African leaders have been heads of state, like I said, for decades and not done one single thing. They've taken the money for themselves to send their children to private schools in Europe. They've just been pocketing the money, not caring about the people. Ibrahim Traoré's work has shone a light on all the corruption in Africa. In 3 years, look at what the man has done. In 3 years, he's done more than even some European leaders have done in their own countries. 3 years. And it shows we can do it. We can do it. But our leaders just do not want to.
Real quick, everyone. Burkina Faso, interim president and captain Ibrahim Traore. Social media can be used for bad. It also can be used for a lot of good. Through technology, the world has been made smaller, and awareness is right at our fingertips. So please share what's going on, what you see happening in Burkina Faso with President Ibrahim Traore. Whenever you see his name come up, just share it, because he's doing a lot of good things for his people. And now you see the spreading of false narratives and the defamation of character. And we've seen this before with individuals that in hindsight, a lot of us realize were doing a lot of good.
That right there is powerful. What I love most is that this support isn't just emotional, it's rooted in history, in shared struggle, and in a collective hunger for true freedom. And Captain Traore is seen by many as a symbol of resistance, strength, and vision. And for Black Americans, especially those who've always felt a deep connection to Africa, his leadership feels personal. And he's rejecting the usual foreign playbook, choosing to empower his own people, and doing it young and fearless. That kind of leadership hits different when you know what it means to fight systems that were never built for you. And honestly, this whole moment feels bigger than Burkina Faso. It's Pan-African energy, it's global Black consciousness, and it's unity in action. Anyway, that's just my take. Now I want to hear from you guys. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you haven't already, don't forget to like the video, share it to someone who needs to see it, and of course, subscribe for more real talks from Trending Pulse Worldwide. Thank you so much for sticking around, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.